So you like most golfers where you get on the tee with driver, you aim at the middle of the fairway and hit this shot. So the ball sets off way right, arcs even further right, and if you find it, you'd probably rather not because it's in all kinds of trouble. So then logic suggests that if you're shaping the ball from left to right, instead of aiming at the middle of the fairway, that's not worked, we're going to aim further left and let that ball shape back into play. But unfortunately, the ball sets off even further right, still curves to the right, and misses the fairway. So I'm going to talk you through something that you'll wish that you knew years ago, and everyone I work face to face with, it astonishes them that they've not either considered this earlier or been told this earlier. So I'm predominantly talking about driver today, but this is true with every club in the bag. This is just the club that's most exaggerated because it's got the least loft and it's moving the quickest around your body. So when we're talking about how a golf ball shapes, the first thing we need to understand is what creates that shape. So where the golf club points at impact is where the ball sets off, or incredibly close, and driver is the club that is the closest. And then the direction the club head is moving through impact creates the shape. So for somebody who slices the golf ball, their club face is open to the path, irrelevant of whether the path is out to in, straight, or from the inside. So the first thing they have to fix is club face. Now the problem that we saw with the first swing is that by aiming straight, the club face was open, so the ball set off right, and the path was working left of that. Now most people understand that that path is left, but they'll refer to everything as out to in. But the big problem is, if you're not an out to in swing, you don't fix the path first, because the face makes it even worse. So the first thing you need to understand is that the more left you aim, there's a good chance that your brain knows the target's further right, so you just keep leaving the club face more and more open, which actually makes it worse and worse. So I'm going to set you a little challenge. I'm going to say to you, we're going to work on controlling club face, and the first thing we're actually going to do, and this is more practice-based than golf course to begin with, is I actually want you to aim the club slightly right. Then align your feet parallel to that club face, and I want you to really work hard on trying to get that club face closing through impact. Now, I'm not necessarily going to tell you how you feel that. Some people will feel it with left hand, some right hand, some feel a movement in the body, but all I want you to really work on is getting set up and then try and get that club face to point left at impact. And if you need, get yourself there and go, right, what would closed or left look like? It'll look more that way. And even for a lot of you, feel it's like that. So we want to set up, rehearse that feeling, and then can I do it? So for anyone that sliced the golf ball, to suddenly see that ball curving from right to left will be a very, very different feeling. Now, I did strike that one a little bit out the toe, which will have helped, but will have also on TrackMan made the club face look less closed. Now, I'm not going to get into it in this video, but if you'd be interested why that shows up, I might do a video on that later. But we'll see, for somebody who slices the ball, we're going to aim right, really focus on closing that club face, controlling where that ball is going to set off. So again, we can see the golf ball shaping differently. Now my path is from the inside. Again, that's a little bit out the toe, so showing it as open. But when you're practicing, you're not going to get this level of feedback. You're going to see what that golf ball's telling you. And as soon as you start seeing that golf ball shaping more that way, even if you aim straight, you'd rather be missing left than right. But if you can get comfortable with that, you can start aiming down the right-hand side, really focus on closing that club face. That one was very toey. Definitely ball striking is not working today. But even with a not great strike, we can suddenly see that ball's much more in play. I'm not too worried about distance for now, because if you're a slicer with a golf ball, you'd probably give up 20, 30 yards just to get the ball in play. But every golfer I see who slices it, who aims further and further left, is just reinforcing their slice pattern. We want you to work more on a draw pattern. And I said, it's all about that club face. If you don't get good delivering that club face more like that at impact, you're not going to influence the ball better. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but I've already tried this. This is what I'm going to talk through now. I see a lot of golfers do. So they'll set up to the golf ball and then close the club face and then grip it. Because in their wisdom, they know the club face is open, but they think by setting up there, that'll help. It doesn't. What I tend to see with golfers is they set up really close. As they swing back, they know that the target's straight, so they hold the club face more and more off, and it actually makes it worse. So get that feeling from there. Can I feel where that would be at impact? Definitely feel the club twisting, rotating more through the bottom. So can I stand up there, put another good swing on it, deliver that club face better? Definitely not slicing. Direction-wise, I'd take that all day long. We can see the club face only very, very slightly closed at 2.6 degrees. That one was actually slightly closed to targets. That's why that's set off slightly closed. It's slightly left. But, like I said, every golfer that I see that slices it aims left, works on swinging more from the inside. If you get that right, that was very near the camera, but you can see that's no good for anybody. And we want you to feel with some practice, because like I said, it's hard to take this to the course unless you're really committed, is we want that ability to stand, aim down the right side of the hole, control that club face, get it closing through impact, get working the ball the other way. And if you're somebody who's struggled to ever draw the ball in the past, that will seem like a great shot. And like I said at the start of the video, you're going to wish you knew that about driver, but every club in your bag years ago.